force, I know it's hard to remember. All 1,980 members. That's why you have to go and collect them all. Tell your parents they can buy them at the mall. Now! When's that new series of 1984's coming out? Right now! Go! Go! Go!
I was doing the thing. No, that's my thing. Your thing is not the same.
But my thing is stealing things. Hi. Welcome to Speeding Bullets Repackaged. I am Richie.
Hey, it's Tupper. What's up, everybody?
You may notice that I have Tupper's background behind me, and Tupper has a different background behind him. That's because we're actually in the same place.
Yes, we're in the secret bunker.
That's right.
We went to the secret bunker here in the somewhere in Ottawa.
Yes.
Ottawa, Ontario, capital of Canada. And we managed to put ourselves in the same physical space.
Yeah.
Because it's nice.
It is nice to do that once.
Yeah.
And we did that for a special reason that we'll get to later.
Well, I mean, do we want to even... I think we need to tease it right off the top.
Right off the top. I showed these that we had, that I had picked them up, and by some miracle, I managed to not open mine in the,
so proud of
time. And we're going to unbox those later on in the episode.
We're going to unbox
Plus some other stuff, because
Yes.
I had a trip to GameStop this morning, too.
But we're going to be... It's a big episode.
Yeah.
This is why we're in the same spot, because we're going to be talking about some stuff like we normally talk about, but we're also going to be unboxing the Maximum Spider-Man.
Which is very...
live.
Exciting.
Well, live for us, not live for you. But yeah, we're gonna give you our immediate impressions.
Yeah.
Tell you what we think right out of the box.
Right out of the box.
Right off the bat.
I was gonna say out of the gate, but they're not engaged.
We're definitely not doing it right out of the gate. We're gonna talk about other stuff. We're gonna make you wait.
That's right.
If you've been looking forward to hearing people talk about the new Maximum Spider-Man, we're gonna do that later.
In a little bit.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Watch the whole show.
But we do have some stuff to talk about that is actually, we're recording this on the 15th of April, and most of the stuff is being released for pre-order today.
Yep.
If not, there's one or two that are actually tomorrow.
That's correct.
But that's, by the time you see this, these will all be out for pre-order.
Yeah.
And I'll pre-ordered most of them.
Well, I mean, usually this comes out on the Monday after we record, so like April 20th.
Yeah, I think that's...
Something like that.
No,
so
21st.
21st.
Yeah.
So when you see this,
Yeah,
this
it'll be a
stuff
good
will
Monday.
available for pre-order. Some of it's pretty cool. Some of it, I don't give a flip about it.
Yeah.
But we're still going to talk about it anyway because that's what we do.
Exactly.
Talk about stuff.
Starting off...
What's first?
With, just because they didn't do enough Batman Year 1 figures, this is Batman Year 1 Part 4.
Part 4?
It's called. And this is released after that they're doing the Year 2 figure as well with the gun. So
that stupid big holster.
Yeah, I think they've kind of beat the Year 1 kind of like a bit dead horse.
I mean, there hasn't been any black and white figures yet, Richie. So
that's true. Or Frost ones. Have they done any Frostier ones?
I mean, if there's one thing that McFarlane loves doing, it is repaints.
That's right.
It is re-releases. And you know what? More power to them. I don't have... like, some people are like, ugh, stupid repaints. And I'm like,
it depends what you're looking for in a figure.
It depends on, too, what the repaint is. There's been times when we've seen really cool repaints.
Sometimes the repaints are better.
Like the Grim Knight one. Did we show that last week?
The Frost one?
Yeah.
No, it's not Frost, but it's like white and blue. Yeah.
Yeah, like that one was cool. I'm like, oh, well, the Grim Knight came out like 2 years ago, but that's a cool...
Plus, there's another Grim Knight coming out with Croc as a 2-pack, so... Yeah, you know, like if you miss the Grim Knight, you have 2 chances now to get another one.
They're like, we only got like 18 months till we lose this license. Let's just make as much as we can off of the molds. No barrier, just like get it out there, squeeze every penny.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the right market. I mean, there's a lot of these that I'm going to be getting. Not the one that we just showed, and not this next one either, which is it's cool though. It's the Dawn of Justice Alfred. Fairly okay likeness. That's why I said fairly okay.
I mean, it's like yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's not their worst.
No,
But it's
definitely not their best.
It's not going to win any awards.
Yeah. Jeremy Irons. I was trying to remember the actor.
Jeremy's
Yeah, that's right.
Genuine class. Alec Guinness. If you have a anagram for Jeremy Irons, please send it to us.
At info@speedingbullets reloaded. Or comment on this video below.
Comment on this video. What's your favorite anagram?
And also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because we have to say that because it's on YouTube.
Oh, we were not doing that for weeks.
I know.
We need like a pop-up that comes like right here, which neither one of us is going to do. But pretend I'm pointing to a pop-up that says like, look, I think it's like down there somewhere.
In about 4 weeks, I may have learned how to do that.
I'm putting Richard to task, and also we'll be helping him out as possible. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe you might be watching this, and then like 3 episodes later, it's all of a sudden like explosions and like words flying at the screen.
We're screaming.
It's like, oh, we found some stuff. All star wipes. This is just gonna be all star wipes and explosions.
Yeah.
Dancing baby.
All right.
Anyway,
moving on. Speaking of repaints and Frost editions, this is the Frost edition Red Hood. Yep. It's not a repaint of the most recent Red Hood, because that had the cool new hooded look. But this is a repaint of an older.
It's the Three Jokers one.
The Three Jokers. So, I'm not into the Frost ones. I mean, unless you're gonna have Mr. Freeze and then all like Frost versions, that's kind of a cool effect if that's your collection you're going for. But
I mean, honestly, I'm not really into those like all color things, but I mean, I know some people do. They like they put them on display, and it's kind of like having like movable statues in your house. But I prefer the original.
Like they have like the black and white sketch variants, and like they'll have like an all black one sometimes.
Yeah, it's totally meant for somebody that has like a design aesthetic in their display place that they want to maintain. And that's fine.
I mean, there's obviously an appeal for them because
they wouldn't keep making them.
They wouldn't keep making them.
I mean, McFarlane might.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, they might just be like, we don't care.
I mean,
like I said earlier, we got the molds. Let's just put it out there.
How many Colin Farrell penguins have we seen in stores?
Those are all at the mulcher at this point. And that was before the show came out, and they were like, fuck.
Yeah. Damn it.
Missed it by that much.
This one looks pretty cool, though. It's not something I'm going to get. It's the Lieutenant Gordon.
I like the Gordon.
Yeah, it's very cool. Just not a picture I would pick up. Figure I would pick up. But I would recommend it to the more hardcore Bat fans out there.
I like this a lot. I like the sculpt on his face is nice. The outfit is nice. The color scheme is nice. I mean, it's
very comic book too.
Yeah,
so.
This is a nice looking action figure for sure. If you're a Batman collector who's trying to get all of the different like characters from the comics, I mean, this is I think a must get. It's nice. It's not for me, but like
it is nice.
Oh, time, I guess.
The next one I actually have a hero clicks of, and that's this Western World Batman. It looks like the cape is actually going to be vinyl. From what I can see on it.
I have words to say about vinyl capes later.
Vinyl capes or cloth capes?
I'm looking at something off screen that I like, but I'm reticent to give up.
Oh, yes.
Because
okay.
of the vinylness of some of the
that's right.
design.
I haven't seen that in person yet, other than in a box. But yeah, the Western World Batman, it's pretty cool if you like the Elseworlds type stuff, and that's what you want to get. I mean, I have some Elseworlds Supermans, the Speeding Bullets ones, of course, and the Fusion. Well, that's not Elseworld, but the Red Sun. But
the only problem I have with this is, why is he wearing a cowl with a cowboy hat on it? Wouldn't he just be wearing like a diamond mask?
It's the Old West, and he's Batman. He does whatever the fuck he wants.
I mean, is it based on a character from the Elseworlds comic where he was wearing a cowl and then put a cowboy hat on it?
Yeah.
That just seems like a lot of work. I mean, Also, heat escapes through your head. You're just really doubling up on
especially in the Old West. Yeah,
I mean, bacon in that.
It's not a very smart choice, but it looks cool. It looks badass.
I'm just shading 1870s Batman on his design choices, being like, you're already going to be sweating out there, dude, and you're going to cowl and hat on top of that in the western sun. You're going to get heat stroke.
Yeah. That one's on pre-order today or tomorrow. Hasn't hit GameStop, my go-to place yet. I find the pre-orders usually hits the GameStop website either in the afternoon or sometime after 6 o'clock in the evening. Although you'll see them up on Amazon Canada first. But just little tricks for people that are looking to pre-order stuff through the website. And one thing I want to bring up, if you're pre-ordering, just because the website says it's out of stock, don't forget to try and call the store, because the stores have different allocations themselves.
But Richie, I don't know how to use my cellular device to make phone calls. Can I text the store?
But you can go visit your very awesome store.
But Richie, I don't enjoy leaving my house.
You've been to the store with me.
I'm not saying for me.
But I mean,
I go out all the time.
But you can call them or have a proxy call them.
Just type it in to ChatGPT. Fuck you, ChatGPT, by the way. Type it in and then get them to get a rotary system to send that text as I call, and then they'll call, the phone will answer at GameStop, and it'll be like, "Hello, this is so and so,
Mr. Black.
I want you to treat Mr. Black." Anyway,
next up is, and I'm putting up the same image that when they first released the image for Bizarro, they did the upside down image, because that is just funny and in the vein of Bizarro. But I want you to take a very good look at the face of Bizarro.
Great sculpt.
It is great.
I texted Richie and I was like, the face sculpt on this figure is awesome.
Yeah.
This is beautiful work.
It was so beautiful. When I was at GameStop this morning picking up some stuff, I was showing them that I would be calling for a few figures, this one including, and they all agreed that the face looks awesome.
Yeah, this is a really nice work by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys.
Yes.
I wonder if they have... I mean, I know they do, but I wonder if some of the more interesting face sculpts like this are done by a specific designer over at McFarlane, because I noticed there is stuff like this, and then there's some more generic-y kind of looks. But there's definitely sometimes a big swing difference between figures like Bizarro.
Or maybe they have a few go-to designers.
I mean, they definitely have a bunch, but I see stuff like this in the way that it's done, and I'm like, oh, this seems very similar to other figures I've seen. I wonder if again that must be the same designer.
And the face itself, it doesn't even look like it's just painted to look that way. I think if you zoom in on it, it looks like the shape of the face will be distorted like that as well. No,
yeah, absolutely. But it reminds me of the old Mattel Bizarro figure that I got way back in the day.
And
love that face.
That one, along with the next two, are definitely going to be a pre-order for me, because I've been wanting to update my Bizarro for a little while. I've been thinking about getting the Bizarro Bat-Zaro 2-pack, and that's still not off the table because it has Bat-Zaro. But I really like this Bizarro. But the figure that we talked about previously that I wanted since I started getting back into this, those seemed to be the only one from that story that I couldn't get, and that's the Eradicator. Unfortunately, looks like that the cape is not cloth, but I can live with that because it's the fucking Eradicator. I've seen some talk that it's a repaint of that. I guess they did a black version of him a couple years ago.
Yes, they did.
Which I'm glad I wasn't there for, because that one didn't really suit. He literally had that image on one panel.
You would have gotten it anyway.
Fuck you. It's true.
I'm glad it was collected back. You would have gotten it, and you would have been like, "It's fine, but I want this one."
The Mafex Return of Superman stuff is really good.
It's all right.
Yeah, so that's definitely gonna be pre-order because I already have Steel that they did recently, and then a Superboy in his leather jacket, which they're also doing another Superboy release coming up soon. I'm guessing next week is going to be the pre-order for that.
For the end of April, for sure.
Yeah, and it's going to be Superboy but without the leather jacket, and there's going to be a Cyborg Superman coming. So you'll hear me talk about that again and again,
incessantly,
like I have the past couple episodes, and now
and forevermore, because you're a Superman stan.
Yeah, and in this image, one that I thought was too lime green for me that I may not get it. I am going to likely pre-order this Mongol Buster Howl because it looks like they've darkened it a bit. It may be the lighting. Tupper mentioned that to me. But I think I'm going to pre-order it, and when I see it in person, if I don't love it, then I'll pass on it.
I know that they darkened it a bit, but this is also like their production image, right? Mm-hmm. So the final version may be that super bright lime green that we saw, and this is like just their production and their lighting.
And I may see that in person and still be like, no, that's cool. So
yeah, I mean, you know, like the design is cool, and it's like this is nice, but I think the color green and the green that they use is really it's either a sell pass. Mm-hmm. Like people are either going to see it and it's going to be immediate, I have to get this, or they're going to be like, no. Based on the earlier image that we saw the first time we saw this figure, it's like, no, for me, for sure. But you're like,
I'm teetering now.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's also possible that there will be a variant of this that is more in line with the other Green Lantern figures we've seen. Yeah. So, but like the very bright green it's basically like it came from that
panel
comic
as well.
so like it's hard to judge it because it is comic accurate.
And it's a tough one for me to pass on too because it's Superman related because it's Mongol Buster from Return of Superman, but it's also Green Lantern, which we also know I love nearly as much as Superman. So
well, it's like right after this, I guess, as this battle goes on, that he ends up turning into Parallax,
which we've now speculated that maybe we'll get a Hal Parallax before the DC license runs up at McFarlane.
I thought we already had one.
Doesn't mean they can't make another one.
But I mean, it's also like I know they did a Sinestro.
They did a recent Sinestro Parallax.
So I don't know. Sometimes even though I've been collecting longer than Richie, sometimes I see this stuff and I'm like,
So, moving on from DC, but sticking with McFarlane, we've got the first look at the Raiden that is available for pre-order now. Raiden? Is it Raiden? I call him Raiden.
This is the Ryu thing all over again.
And Dakin and Dakin.
Yeah, and who was right in all of those instances?
You, and the other one was Jeff.
But the important thing is that you were wrong.
Me.
But yes, it is Raiden. 53.89.
Yeah, it's not even a great looking figure.
What the hell comes with this toy?
I don't know, because that's the only image I've seen so far. Is that one
that put it at 53.89?
Do its eyes light up and glow?
It better come with a shit ton of accessories. Yeah. That's all I can say. Because if maybe this is a deluxe figure. Maybe it comes with another toy as well.
Maybe it's a 2-pack. I can see the core Mortal Kombat stuff coming in 2-packs.
There have been some that I think that are coming in 2-packs, so I think it might be. But they would have said something about that. It just says classic 7-inch Raiden GITD, but it's gold label. And those tend to have like something going on that separates them from their regular. So I mean, you know what? TBD. We'll get more information on this. I mean, this is it's pre-order, but there's still no photos for it. So
yeah,
there's more photos. We'll be able to determine more. Excuse me. Look at us just burping all over this fucking YouTube cast.
That's what happens when we don't have Jamie.
It's different when it's like just podcast because we can mute that stuff out. This is all video. I mean, Richie, you could edit it.
I could.
But you're not gonna.
I'm not gonna.
No.
So you look like a jackass.
We're humans. This is us being humans in our 40s.
Exactly.
Burping through conversation. Well, the thing about the whole thing problem from the Mideast is that's a John Mulaney. I'm doing a John Mulaney ripoff because he does that in one of his.
I need to watch some of his stuff. I've been seeing a lot of clips of him lately. I know this is a tangent, but I like his little thing I saw about his drug dealer after he got out of rehab, and that he, like he was an addict that made someone become a drug dealer, and it wasn't a drug dealer that made someone become an addict.
It's from Baby J. Like, oh, I'm so happy you're getting help. It's like, oh, I thought you were a drug dealer. It's like, no, I got into it because I wanted to help you. I wanted to keep you safe. And it was like, Jesus. You're doing a good job as a person if someone decides to be a drug dealer to help you with your drug problem to ensure you get good quality drugs.
And don't die.
And it worked. Mulaney's very popular. Everyone loves Mulaney. Well, some people don't love Mulaney, but we're not going to talk about this on a toy podcast. But anyway.
Back to toys and moving on.
I love Mulaney. I want to say that.
I love him. I've loved him, but I've only mostly seen clips and him in things and in performances. But I would need to go back and watch all of his stand up.
Also, every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern time, he's live on Netflix with Everybody's Live.
That's true.
Which, another side note, pisses me off because I have using old iPad technology and it won't let me stream live programs that are now just available to watch. So I have to watch it on my iPad. And I don't like doing that. I will for this show, but I don't like doing that. Yeah. So fuck you, Netflix, for making me watch live or taped from live stuff like this. Like I'm 4.
You can watch it on your phone.
When you have big screens, man. Anyway, this is a toy podcast. Richie.
Moving to NECA. And just something I brought up because I think it kind of looks cool. And that's the first image I got up here, just like the sort of promotional image with the box art. But it's like 30s, 40s style Gangster Turtles.
Turtles. Yeah, you put a lot of photos of the Gangster Turtles up
I put a lot in there, but I'm only showing 4 on the screen just because a lot of them are very much the same. But this one here has the 4 of them together. Looking like they just robbed the bank, and but if you want to take a look at all of their accessories, they got a little mini safe, dynamite, money bag. They've all got looks like they've got alternate headbands or not headbands, but they're for their masks. And if you want to take a look at them in the box here. And how it's going to look there. But they look cool.
Trying to figure out which one is which based on just the image.
I know. I was going to... And that's why at first... It's part of the reason why I didn't show them all individually. Because when they do the old style Turtles where they all have the same bandana color, it's... Unless they have their classic weapons, it's hard to tell who's who.
Now, I'm going to guess... going left to right, that it is, I'm going to say Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Leonardo. That's my guess, going left to right. And is there a way for me to prove whether I'm right? No. Well.
Nope.
There we go. Just a fun little game.
They don't tell you.
Just a fun little game.
Yeah.
They're not. They're nice. What do you feel like? This is probably like $120 set.
Probably.
So it's like, would you? Because this is like a thing that would you be like, all right, maybe I would spend the $120.
I don't know. It's not enough for me. Like I do like the Turtles, and maybe it's a property that I'm gonna look at collecting into right now. But I think. In the future, but right now I think I have, between my DC, Marvel, NECA.
You get a lot of stuff, and you're already out of space.
And like I'm being creative with my space now, as it is when new stuff comes in.
So here's a question for you: what's the most you'd spend on a box set?
On a box set?
Yeah, let's say something similar to the Turtles,
like
so
that,
for
example, or that, or the one with Splinter as well from the movie.
Yeah, 4 or 5 figures, a bunch of accessories. What's the most you would spend on it? Let's say it's all stuff you're into, like super hardcore. So like
4 or 5 figures.
Let's say it's a Return of Superman set, all 4 characters, and maybe it's like those old McFarlane ones where they actually build the figure in it, and it's like Mongol. So it's Falls 4 and a Mongol. A bunch of different hands, bunch of different accessories, maybe some like power moves and stuff like that. What is the most you would spend on that set?
On that set, let's see. I'm probably setting it a bit high, but I'd probably say on that set the max I would spend would be $250.
Ooh, $250? Man, they love you.
And that's
companies
pushing it.
love you.
And that's pushing it though. Like
that's a lot of money.
I would rather see it at the more like the 170 range, because if you look at it, 4 figures, they're all generally 29 to 39. So we'll say $30.
Yeah.
30, 60, 90, 120. You add in the build a figure, that brings it to 150. And then the accessories, yeah. So, but they're gonna edge that up just a little bit,
which is odd because they should be edging it down because it's all bundled together, right?
Yeah.
Like it's less packaging, less stuff that they have to put out. So it's like they save money by doing the bundle packages. 170 would be a number that I would be comfortable with.
But if I had to look for it on like the secondary, like retail, I would say 170.
Yeah.
If I missed it and had to go to the secondary market, 250 would be my cap on that.
Okay, that's you. That's all you.
Mm-hmm.
170 would be my max, but the most that I've spent on an action figure or any kind of action figure, I think, has been like $100. So it's difficult when you're starting to get higher up in the price point where you're like,
because if you look at like the Batman Who Laughs and Robins that I got, like that's 4 figures, not a whole lot of accessories, but that was $100 I picked that up for secondary market, but its original retail price was $109.99.
Yeah.
So,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. But again, the most important thing is like it's worth what you define it as being worth. If you really want it, then you're going to spend that money. But at the same token, like I think there is a value quotient. We're going to be talking about that when we talk about the Maximum Spider-Man, because people were like, price on this is too high.
I think
this is what we get.
I haven't even taken it out of the box yet, I think it's worth it.
I think we're going to have a good discussion about that when we get to that. But that's coming up.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Right here.
Next up, again, this one's for nostalgia. This seems to be a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive from what I could gather. It's an online toy retailer.
Very, very popular one in the States.
I haven't bought from them yet, but
they do ship to Canada.
They do ship to Canada. I've been to the website, trust me. It's one of my backup of like, if I can't find it in Canada, I might go there, but I haven't used it yet. So, so Tick comes with 2 different heads, a tie, looks like some goggles there, a couple different pair of hands.
It's cameras. It's a camera.
Oh, it's camera. Okay. And I mean, it's a good figure. Looks like it articulates well. And if you're a Tick fan, I think you would be happy with.
I mean, who doesn't love the Tick?
Yeah.
I love this. I loved the Tick. I mean, again, like the Tick cartoon, and to a much lesser extent, but still appreciative of the comic book series to which the cartoon is based on, was hugely influential to me. I mean, I made a comic book that was called comedy, and it has heavy Tick influence because the Tick is hilarious and brilliant. This is great. I mean, this is really great. It does look, the articulation does look really good.
I never went and watched what was it, Prime that did the live action show?
Fox did a live action show in the early 2000s with Patrick Warburton playing the Tick. It's a secret message from my teeth.
I saw some of that one, but
that was pretty good.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. Nestor Carbonell played the Deflator Mouse character, but it wasn't called Deflator Mouse in that because they changed his name because he's Hispanic, and I can't remember what he went by. But it was a good show. And then Amazon did another revival like 5-6 years ago, 2017, 2018, something like that. And that was well received, but it only lasted a season. It was kind of canceled very quickly, and I haven't watched it because it was just so limited as far as what. But every review I heard from the Tick animated or the Tick Amazon series was thumbs up.
Good.
It was a good. It was a good series.
Maybe I'll check it out at some point.
It's one of those things where it is a very I think it is a very niche product where everyone agrees that sees it, watches it, reads it, that it's hilarious and awesome, but I think it just hasn't ever been able to mainstream for whatever reason.
It can't breach that barrier.
Which is doesn't bode well for me as someone who also wrote a hilarious superhero send-up comic.
Maybe yours is the one that does it.
I think, just as a side note, I think one of the problems is that because it's comedy and because superheroes aren't traditionally mined for comedy outside of like Thor or Deadpool, I think people are sometimes reticent to step into a superhero world that is predominantly comedy based. Outside of like reading the comics, which there's always going to be an audience for funny comics based on superheroes, but like for animation or whatever, I think there is just, we're almost there, but I still think like, I'm wondering if the Tick animated or the Tick live action series came out on Amazon today.
I think it'd be a bit more well received,
better received, because like even though superheroes were super popular in the late 2010s before we hit 2020, I think that it was just like there were people Thor Ragnarok had just come out. People are getting used to the whole comic thing.
Audiences now want smarter entertainment. They don't want to be treated like they're idiots.
Yeah.
That's why they like grown up things like The Boys.
Yeah.
And that's the only one that comes to mind right now. But or Invincible even.
The Boys, Invincible. I mean, whatever Marvel's doing on Disney Plus. Like there's adults. Creature Commandos. With that DC. There's an audience, I think, for comedy superhero stuff for sure, but a superhero sitcom like I did, Captain So-So and Mr. Maybe, check it out, is I think we're getting to the point where it can be a thing. I think we are, but I think it has to be done just the right way with just the right creators involved and
because
the right
things like Lower Decks, and I know that's not superheroes, but things like Lower Decks where they're taking a genre that's not necessarily known for humor and putting it into that situational humor, and things like that are being better received.
Yeah. At any rate, it's a great looking Tick figure, and if it's not priced at a super high amount, I would love to have that. But it's Big Bag Toy Store. It's come from the States, as we know. Tariffs.
Yeah.
That's I think going to be the barrier for Canadians when it comes to buying this sort of stuff, is that it is probably manufactured in China and it's sent through the States and it has to come up here. So this could be like a $60 to $70 toy that should only be valued at like $30 to $35.
Yeah.
So yet another reason to hate Donald Trump.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Now for something a little serious. And that is this little funny story I'm putting on the screen right now.
I was like, what are you talking about? Serious? This is a hilariously funny story.
Walmart has released a statement informing DC fans that all of the McFarlane Toys Supergirl figures were stolen while in transit. And thank goodness that I get mine from GameStop and not Walmart, because then I wouldn't have my Supergirl. But you were saying something else was included in that as well.
Yes, I just wanted to bring it up if I can. I should have saved an image for it. Let me just check my
Was it the Kingdom Come?
It was the Joker.
Oh.
It was the Killing Joke Joker. And there was also something stolen. I think it was a truck with the Killing Joke Jokers that were stolen. And
Is that a Walmart truck as well?
I don't know. That's what I was trying to...
Because that's not, like, for GameStop wise, that's not due out till May.
That's what I was trying to find. I'm just checking my smartphony device.
Because if that's, like, all of the Killing Joke Jokers, or, like, not like, before they get distributed to different retailers, I'm like, that could affect me.
I mean, it was a U.S. only thing.
Oh, okay.
And
Fuck them.
I can't imagine that it would be the entire production run in one truck.
Yeah.
That would be a huge truck.
You know how we joked about before that I should have...
Richie, this just popped up. Let me just show the camera. As you can see, it's pretty lime green.
Pretty lime green. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know.
I don't know if you guys can see.
No, it's just a very reflective glare on your... No, that's not working. No. Maybe I'll throw up an image and post. But yes, so I will have a Guy Gardner to pick up after we are done recording here.
Either way, I can't find the link for the Killing Jokes.
Apparently there's also a Nightmaster. I didn't even know that was coming. But that's not a figure that I'm going to get. So
either way.
Yeah. I am maybe thinking about getting a Captain Cold.
I told you should get a Captain Cold.
Yeah.
I love the look of this figure.
So I've been looking at it, and like, granted, like his classic look, which I don't hate, it's not my favorite. The more, because it's been at Sunrise for a week now, because they seem to get their stuff a bit earlier. Mm-hmm. It's looking cool, and they I don't like the chase because he looks literally like Snow Miser because he's got a blue face.
Yes.
But
don't sing the song.
I'm Mr.
No, I said don't sing the song.
You can't say things like that to me.
I can, and I did.
But yeah, so
I think you should get it.
Nah, I think
you should get it. I think it's nice.
Yeah. And I need some Flash Rogues.
Yeah.
I know the Captain Boomerang's out there. And as much as I do like some vinyl accessories, the vinyl coat on him, it looks really dumb. So
vinyl, not a big fan.
So it's just too puffy, I find. Yeah. But yeah, so shall we move on to?
Before we do our unboxing, yes. Before we do our unboxing, I'm gonna do.
It's like Pee-wee, you say the word and...
It's our secret word of the day.
Yeah.
The secret word is loud! Before we do the unboxing, I'm going to do a little mini review of another figure that was picked up for me recently, and that is this guy. It is the McFarlane Batman 89. Does he look good on camera? Can you...
Yeah, it looks very good.
There he goes. This is something I was looking forward to for a long time, because, again, I got... Batman 89 was a big release for me as a nerdy child, and I'm a big Batman fan. So I definitely wanted to pick this up. I was very excited when it came out. And now he's here. And he's okay. I opened him last night, and I was like, I don't know about this cape. Mm-hmm. I don't know about this cape. But the figure itself is nice. As you guys can see, his likeness is not bad, but not great. Mm-hmm. This is about, I'd say, it's very good in profile, if you can pick that up. The profile is pretty good, and I think in certain lighting conditions, you're actually going to get a pretty good Keaton likeness off of him. But it's not what I was expecting, so it's a little bit disappointing. The body sculpt is actually great. Mm-hmm. It's a great body sculpt. Really nice job here capturing that 1989 Batman look. He stands great. The boots are great. He comes with a ton of accessories, some of which I have here. There's fists. There's this great one where he's holding the remote control to the Batmobile.
That's awesome.
This actually is separate, so the hand... I just fit it in the hand, but it is something you can take out. Obviously, I got his grappling hook here. That comes out. He has the hands that hold the cape, and he comes with the pieces that fit into the cape so he can grasp it and hold it out, which
so we can do that classic.
I did
look.
have that going for a bit. It's fine, but the problem is it's a vinyl cape, and it's cheap looking, and it doesn't. I feel like they should have gone with cloth.
Yeah.
I think cloth would have been a lot better here, and I mean you can see the stitching on the cloth, on the vinyl cape as well.
I could see it on this figure. On my Dick Bats that I have, which I just love saying Dick Bats.
Yes, you do love saying Dick Bats.
It has a vinyl cape, but it looks a lot better, and it's done better. So I find they haven't mastered the vinyl capes or accessories yet.
Yeah.
But like, you give me a cloth cape on a figure, and that's probably 60% of the reason why I'm buying the figure.
Yeah, I mean, I end up liking this a lot more as I've been messing around with it and messing around with the hands. I like this kind of splayed hand thing they got going on here. It is nice, and it is very simple. So I'm happy I have it, but I think I'm now very excited about the Batman Returns
one,
because there is not going to be a vinyl cape with that Batman. At least I don't think there's going to be.
Just going back to the plastic cape.
I don't know. It was only shown in mock-up, so we haven't actually seen the images.
Maybe they'll do a cloth.
Please God, let there be a cloth. And also, this is a very nitpicky thing, but I want to talk about it before we open Spider-Man. As you guys can see here, like the cape comes out on the sides of the figure, which is nice, just like in the movie. Mm-hmm. But it bunches up here because they don't cut the cape in a way so that when it's displayed, it like curves down smoothly.
So it doesn't, like, the cape's not matching with the like the articulation. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's just that little bunchiness here, and you see this a lot with cloth capes, especially when Darth Vader as well, because it's supposed to come flat down, and it's a way that you manufacture the fabric so that it curves around. And I know why they don't necessarily do that, because it does cost extra, and only nerds like me are going to be obsessed with these little things. But it does drive me a little bit crazy because I want that smoothness to the cape where it's just flat, and you can get a little bit of it there, but you're pulling up on the other side. I want it to be uniform and come down on both sides for it. At any rate, this is not terrible. It's a little disappointing, but it's still a 7.5 out of 10 for me. Nice. This is a 7.5. It is nice. It is going to look really cool on the shelf, especially with the arms like doing the whole like Batman thingy. Even though you can't grasp the cape, it's grasping the poles, and it's a little bit, yeah. But you know what?
The pole things, I mean, it helps to make the effect, but it does kind of overall look kind of hokey.
It's nice. Again, I'm happy I got it, but it's a little bit of a disappointment. So I'm hoping that the Batman Returns one perhaps has a better cape, because I think in a lot of ways this is good. If the face sculpt's a little better, and it is a more like fabric-y cape, that could be a really nice one. But this is okay. Just lower your expectations maybe a little bit.
All right.
Are we ready? It's time to do the thing.
The only reason I'm not tearing this box open is because I value the packaging afterwards, because I've waited so long to open this.
So this is exciting. While Richie's opening his, I'm just going to take a second and talk about the packaging here. This is a nice collector-friendly package. I love the big Spider-Man on the back a lot. It's really nice. It's a nice McFarlane-styled Spider-Man from his run. And everything is very clear and seen on the box front.
I didn't realize this in
nice.
the images before, but you've actually got a bit of a stand with it.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. I think, this is what you're supposed to use for one of the web effects, so it looks like it's flying.
Yeah. Here's a question for you collectors. Do you keep these or throw them out? Do you think that at some point in 40 years, if there's any action figures left and we haven't been all bombed to shit, that people are going to want these little pieces of paper that come with these toys?
I treat them like silica gel packs. Don't eat them, throw them away.
I get very finicky sometimes because I'm like, well, what if somebody's collecting and they're like, it's gotta come with that weird thing. I'm like, oh, I threw it out back in, 2017.
His shoulder has really good movement. Like, you can, yeah. Like the joint is like here in the chest as well.
Yeah, that's pretty standard, isn't it?
Not on all figures. At least not in a lot of the ones I've gotten. But yeah, just playing around with some of the... it's already very flexible. Like, you don't have to play with it a lot to...
mold it out. Oh, yeah, you're right. The butterfly fisting...
Yeah.
I really regret saying it that way. The butterfly effect for the arms is really
really good.
tight. That's really nice. So we have this is my favorite part of all toys, is how high can he look up? He's looking straight up. This is also nice because the neck has some range of movement as well, which is great. Richie is right. There's very little need to do all
this
of
is
the
what I
place. It's
really want to see in practice, and that's the Spidey sense.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
It kind of looks like he's wearing a crown. He kind of looks like the Statue of Liberty a little bit.
It's like at the end of the USS Callister sequel when she's the Empress. No, that's not the sequel for that. That's the...
Like, you're getting your Black Mirror references mixed up. You're thinking of Bête Noire.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
By the way, the new Black Mirror series is actually pretty great. Oh. And it has some winning episodes.
Hold on, I'm going to pause this for a second. Because the school's calling. Hello? And they hung up on me. Back to the show.
I guess it wasn't very important.
Yeah. So there's I don't want to take out too many of the accessories right now because I don't want to lose them, but I'm trying to see...
Like I can, because I live here.
What the best way to attach some of these web effects is going to be.
I just want to... I'm doing that thing where I'm doing my... I'm doing the ratcheting pose movement where I'm just making sure all of everything moves properly. Richie's right, it comes pretty good out of the box. It's a little tight, but that's okay. It is a bit of a softer plastic.
It's the web shield. That's easy to put back in.
So again, he's got the bendable pose, which a lot of people were looking forward to with this particular release. Yeah, this is so far very nice. It's really nice. Yeah, there's a lot to like about this. I mean, this is the webbing, which you can use for swinging. I love the... Sorry, I dropped some of the webbing. I love the fact that it's...
malleable?
Yeah, it's not hard plastic. I want to switch the head here. Oh, those are stuck in there, which is good. Which is real good, because I want to see what the different head looks like. The more Todd McFarlane styled head. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, it's about the same. Yeah, it's just the eye is just a little bit different. You guys can see, I think here is the eye is just a little bit different. He's doing a kind of like, wanted to put the splayed hands on. It's great that it comes with splayed hands.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
And you can have like uncostumed hand on one and costume hand on the other.
Yeah, I did that. I am noticing that the uncostumed hand is huge.
it's like the Wolverine head almost.
It's a very big hand. And I mean, realistically speaking, this is for a different type of collector, I think, than me, who will want and use those for like photo displays and things like that.
Yeah.
I have no real interest in that sort of display for my... It's the same with the Peter Parker head. I'll pull it out here and show you guys. Again, they're really in there. This is the Peter Parker head. It's great. It's very It's very like a combination between the animated series and a little bit of a comic book styling. So it's nice. I mean, but am I gonna have it on? Probably not. And I want to do a real quick throw on of the web shooting effect, which I really like this. Oh wait, wrong hand.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
wrong
that's
hand.
cool because you can do a setup with that and have the web effect stand holds the other web effects. From what I can tell, it only holds that one web effect. But do the other hands? Does that come out of the hands? Don't yank on it too hard, but
no, doesn't appear to. Doesn't appear to. So I'm wondering how this connects.
Yeah, that's something we're gonna have to play with on some of the hands, and or maybe they all somehow go on the stand, except maybe with the webs, like the swinging ones. Maybe he's just meant to hold it to look like he's swinging type thing. But
so here's just to because. Let's just give a little bit of a summation here of what's going on. So this is great. This is very nice. Lots of accessories, lots of variation, and I'm pretty sure all of the hands here fit in with other Spider-Man figures, which I think is really great because you can do a mix and match of pre-existing stuff. The plastic that they make the figure out of is a bit soft.
I noticed that. I wasn't sure if it was just me.
It's a bit soft. I think if you have the proper environment for this, it's not going to be a problem. But keep it out of the sun, because this will warp for sure. Yeah, that would be, I think, a major criticism that I have is that it is a little bit. It's a little bit bendy. It's not like a deal breaker, but I mean, this is a $60 to $70 figure.
Yeah.
So I'm not
$54.99 it was. Yeah.
I'm not super thrilled that it is so soft. Given that there are other releases where it's more of a harder plastic. But I mean, that being said, I mean, again, if you're somebody who's like me is going to move this stuff around pretty frequently, you're going to be manhandling it pretty frequently. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
The problem is that when it's standing, if it's standing in this pose for 4 years, it's going to start to like, so you're going to have to be very careful, I think, with this kind of figure. But this is also, I think, a toy that's meant to be posed and played with pretty frequently. So as long as you're doing that, that's fine. It does have the G.I. Joe classified ratchet down feature, which I know Richie doesn't get to mess around with too much, but all the classified figures have that, where the hips come down just a little bit, just for that extra little bit of posability. But look, this is a extremely posable figure. It, I think, exceeds the expectation. This is the best Spider-Man posing that we've ever seen, and it's great. But again, that soft plastic, I think, is what really holds it back for me from giving this like a perfect score. But you know what? This is nice.
I think I would give it a 9.
I think this is a 9. I think this is 9. I'm very happy we got it. I think this is a wonderful toy, but I think there's some limitations to it, and I think the soft plastic is the big issue with it. And the heads are very similar. So what is the point? I mean, I would have almost rather had
like an expression to face with the eyes.
Yeah. The web effects are fine. But, like, where am I going to use this?
Yeah.
And also, how do I use this?
That's the one thing I gotta play around with a little bit.
Like that. Like, I just jam it in there. So I think there's elements here that are really great. These are pointless, in my mind. These are pointless. They don't even move on their own, and they're way, way too big for the figure. Mm-hmm. So this is waste. This is a huge waste. The spider sense, I think, is okay.
Yeah, I like it.
It's okay, and I think the web effects are okay, and I like the shield is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Richie's right. I think this is a 9 out of 10 figure. I think it is worth the money.
Yeah.
But I also think if you are not a fan of Spider-Man...
Yeah, probably not for you.
If you're a collector of action figures, you're probably going to be a little bit more disappointed. Richie and I are big Spider-Man fans. Spider-Man was one of my favorite
Spider-Man's
characters
like my top
of
Marvel.
all time. Yeah. So, like, Spidey and Wolverine are my Marvel favorites.
Spidey, Wolverine, and Hulk.
And this is honestly the best Spider-Man figure that they've made since the Amazing Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. But I'm going to put this one on you. Between this and Amazing Fantasy 15, it's about a tie. And Amazing Fantasy 15, that figure is like $40.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit of a disappointment when in regards to that. If you can find that figure, by the way, for anything under $100, it is worth the pickup.
Yeah.
That is a top tier, excellent action figure. But this is pretty good. 9 out of 10.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
From us to you, live.
Now, we were going to show you this Power Girl that I just got, that Tupper's gonna get the Streaky from, and this
Streaky!
Connor Hawk Green Arrow that I just picked up just before the show, and this what they're calling the 1940s style Superman, but it's very obviously Fleischer Superman. Maybe they just couldn't use the name for rights purposes. But unfortunately, my daughter is sick, and that's the life of being a parent, so I'm going to have to pick her up. So you'll get to look at those next episode, because they'll be all unboxed and ready for me to show you.
Also, I'm willing to play with this over the next couple of days and maybe rejigger my review on it.
Yeah. Because I got that phone call, we're a little bit more on of a time crunch now, so we'll get a more detailed review next time around.
Second thoughts. We'll do second thoughts. We'll do second thoughts next time. But this is a thing that we did.
Don't forget to follow us on YouTube. Speeding Bullets Reloaded is our YouTube page. You can check out our new updated website, speedingbulletsreloaded.com. That'll direct you to everything. Email us at info@speedingbulletsreloaded.com.
I was like, where were you going?
Bye!
Bye, everybody. Happy figuring.
I know it's hard to remember all 1,980 members. That's why you have to go and collect them all. Tell your parents they can buy them at the mall now.
I should make a... GameStop is calling me. 1 second.
Oh.
Hello.
Something's in.
Yes, how's it going?
We found the guy Gardner. Like 16 t-shirts.
Nice.
And the Power Girl chase.
Ooh, I do have a chase of her already, though.
Okay, wasn't sure. I knew that you had the regular one. Wasn't sure if you had the chase.
Yeah, Jen picked that up for me in the States at one point. But thank you.
No worries. We also have Captain Cold and the Night Master.
All right. Cool.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
I'll keep the guy Gardner aside for you.
Perfect.
Bye. See you
Later.
later.
Bye.
Okay, so that's very funny. Look at that. Guy Gardner.
Yeah. My Guy Gardner has arrived. It was under about 16 t-shirts, apparently.
Hilarious.
So, because when I got there, I know about the time they get their receiving, and they love me there, and they'll like, Amanda will, by the way, Amanda, you're awesome if you ever decide to watch this. Amanda will
Send her the link.
scan.
She's going to make a guest appearance on this episode anyway.
She will scan in what her receiving is and be able to see what's in the boxes or maybe coming later in the day, if anything is, and let me know. And that's why I love this GameStop at Plaster Orleans. They're fantastic there, and they are
Ottawa,
awesome.
here in the city of Ottawa.